Hello everyone and happy Friday. Before we share my analysis from these last few days, please remember that neither I nor the SIMETRI team from Crypto Briefing are licensed financial advisors. What we provide is not a personalized investment advice. It is merely our opinions based on our various research and diligence. As always, do your own research before making any decisions about buying or selling crypto.
Having a look at the key technical levels to watch. So the 33,000 level, for me, that's a huge downside level to watch. If that breaks, then maybe we could see a quick move to 30K and then maybe 27 and maybe even lower. So we'll look at those scenarios in a moment. The monthly pivot point, 40,300. So we're above there at the moment, which is very interesting going in there, but it doesn't mean an awful lot because the Fed news could change the market on a dime. And also the weekly pivot point, we are way above there. So there is a bullish tilt to the market, but it's just too early. In terms of upside targets, what I look for today, if there was a move higher in crypto. So 43.5, almost exactly where our stop loss is for our ongoing trade. That would be the first area that I watch. So if we start to get above there, there's a strong probability 45 and 47,000 would be next. Also, daily price closes below 35,000. I think it'd be a very tough road back for Bitcoin if it started to close down there. And I wouldn't have a lot of interest trying to buy until maybe 27 or 30,000 or something like that, at least seeing what happens down there anyway. So let's get to the charts. And it's pretty similar to the crypto total market cap chart, and that we've got this head and shoulders pattern that seems to be looming. And also we've got this double bottom, and it just depends which one's going to win over. So once one of these is negated, so it's kind of depicting maybe we can see some type of $8,000 move if the head and shoulders pattern is, or maybe even greater than that if that head and shoulders pattern is broken. But I wouldn't really put my hat on that. And also if we move and invalidate the double bottom pattern, then that should be pretty bearish. Also, I'm going to turn your attention to this chart here, the head and shoulders pattern that I think a lot of people are looking at the moment. So there is two there, this much larger one and this one here. Very skeptical that this is going to play out all the way to the downside. So like the full projection of 30,000 taking Bitcoin to 10,000. I don't quite believe that, but if we move underneath that double bottom, 27 is definitely possible on the charts. I'm just going to show you a bit of a longer term projection if the levels do get taken out underneath that double bottom and we start to head lower. So from a psychological perspective, 20K, we're going to talk about that at the moment, even though we're a long way away from there, but I am going to discuss it. So this orange line here is 27,000. It's the most important swing low after we hit 42,000 and come down. So that's really the key support on the charts, stopping a drop to maybe 24 to 20. Although I don't put a lot of store by 20. I think I don't put a lot of store by 24. I think 20 is far more important. So these two areas here would be really my primary spots to look at. And something else I do want to turn your attention to is a 200-week moving average is lining up perfectly with the 20K level. So 20,000 former all-time high. It makes a lot of sense. Reversing in a bear market, testing former key, probably the most important support area on the chart underneath 27K. If we were to break underneath there, then obviously the former all-time high, what a better place to test. And it's got the 200-week moving average as well. So this could be a very big bounce spot. So these are the two bounce spots that I would be looking for if we did turn lower. And of course, I've got to look at the upside. And I guess the neckline of this very strange looking head and shoulders pattern around 47,000 is the natural target for me. If we were to move higher today, I'd be looking at that getting a test. If we broke above there, then 51,000 would very easily probably be achieved. But for me, it's either a move up to there or a move down to one of these orange lines, looking at a bit of a longer term scenario, although the Fed could probably make things happen very quickly if it's shocking enough. So hoping for a move down towards 27,000. Obviously, that would be a big reversal. You cannot discount really a rally from current levels to 47,000, especially if we see a daily price close above 43.5. A drop up below 27,000, it could cause a significant decline in the market. And then the 200-week moving average, which is previously, this is going to be huge support. It's previously obviously huge resistance in the market. So 20K is really something that could come in to play very quickly if we broke under 27,000. But these are long-term scenarios, really, unless we see something significant today. So let's have a look at Ripple. There's a lot going on with Ripple at the moment. So this is really my long-term view of Ripple. This kind of falling price channel. This is a direction that I think Ripple's going to trade in. So it's kind of been flirting with this blue line very annoyingly over the last few weeks. Hasn't been convincingly breaking above it, and it hasn't been convincingly breaking below it. So I think we're going to pick a direction soon. So I think a range between 0.4 and 1.2. So let's just have a think about that. If Bitcoin is going to lose 50% of its value from current levels and move towards $20,000 and it makes a lot of sense that Ripple's going to move down to 0.40. And for me, I wouldn't be interested in taking a buy position in Ripple until we get to 0.40. But if we do start to crack above this blue level today, you basically know what to expect, in that we can probably see 120 or something like that. So again, it's a similar case in that we've got not as a clear, but a potential head and shoulders pattern, and as well as a double bottom. So that's everywhere across a lot of cryptos at the moment. So do bear in mind, this is really, if this breaks to the downside, then it's very much looking at a catastrophic drop. And again, it's almost perfectly looking at 120 as an upside target if we break above the 0.90 cents level as well. Let's have a look at some on-chain data. So there's lots happening with Ripple in terms of age consumed spikes. So lots of interesting stuff happening, and it's I would say very obvious to me that a big move is probably coming due to the spikes that we're seeing, but slightly worryingly is weighted social sentiment is very bullish towards Ripple. So I'll just throw that out there, that the crowd is very bullish towards Ripple at the moment, and that's not a good sign when there's so much attention on a coin like Ripple. Far better for it to rally when people are more negative towards it. So people are generally very positive towards it, which is a little bit worrying. Okay, so for me, technical analysis is kind of depicting that fall in price channel, which is really a bullish pattern for me, and also it does indicate that Ripple is going to move in a massive range at some point, which is very interesting as well. If you've got the patience to play it from either side of that range. A lot of whale activity surrounds Ripple at the moment, and again, sentiment is very bullish. So there's typically, it's not a good sign. So unless we see some big movement above the middle of the channel, then be very skeptical about what you're going to see.
And thank you. I hope you found my thoughts helpful. If you'd like more, please click the subscribe button for Pro BTC Trader and join me every week on Wednesdays for our live trading war room and daily email updates.